Hi, I'm Irving. Last time there was trouble in Cartertopia. Steve Trevor Junior not only looks exactly like his dad, he's inept like his dad, he crashes on Paradise Island like his dad, ends up with Diana as his assistant like his dad, and Diana has to return to the outside world to help deal with their issues just like she did with his dad. The first step, figure out how things have changed and how to deal with everyday life in Washington, D.C., 1977.
And the wonders that you do.
Before she left Paradise Island, her mother gave her a handful of ancient coins to sell for running money. That's her next stop.
Well, they're fairly good Syrian coin. Quite old.
Mr. Colton, they're brilliant uncirculated tetradrachma of King Demetrius.
Pity. Well, one always tries. One doesn't always succeed.
Iraq wasn't happy about Diana forcing her data into his banks, so when she asked him for the name of a reputable coin dealer, he gave her Mr. One Always Tries to swindle you here. Computers find creative ways to get revenge. He gives her $25,000 apiece for them. So now she's apparently walking around with $150,000 cash in her purse.
$500 for rent?
Well,
A month?
what'd you expect?
For the last time I was in Washington, I think I paid $40 a month, including utilities.
Not unless it was 30, 40 years ago, before you were born.
Oh, well, yes. I'll take it.
Yeah, let's talk about something besides my age.
Oh, and there's a last month's deposit and a security month's deposit.
All right. Can you tell me a place to buy some clothes?
Now I find myself wondering where she got the ones she's wearing.
And for the rest of the day, she just went shopping.
Paying in cash, as she did for the apartment?
Everything was in cash.
It's from an intelligence agency special fund, which would make Miss Prince a person of considerable importance.
Yep, Carla's been following Diana all day. Later that evening when Diana is out, Carla breaks into her apartment and bugs her phone.
Turn around slowly. Over here. Clear.
They wrestle for a while, then Carla tosses some kind of gas bomb at Diana and makes her escape. Diana calls Steve and fills him in.
Okay. We better follow up on that tomorrow after we lock up the operational plans and security procedures at Blanding. I want to leave at 8:30 in the morning, but I'd like to introduce you to the rest of the staff first.
The next morning, they take care of some things at the office and then head out.
Run for it, Diana.
Steve Jr. fights as well as his dad did, which is to say they overpower him in less than 10 seconds. Diana runs, but not very far. The tiara got multiple upgrades. She puts the lasso on him, but he's just a low-level mercenary, hired to switch Steve's watch for one with a bug in it. Had they succeeded, he would have gone into a top-secret meeting broadcasting everything to someone on the outside.
Steve, are you all right?
I'm not sure. Not sure I'm even awake yet. Wonder Woman?
They start talking about Steve's dad.
You must have known him well.
Yes, I did. From the J-shaped burn scar on his right shoulder to the 20-millimeter shell casing he used as a paperweight.
I could give you lots more details. No thanks.
Hey, wait a minute. You couldn't have known him. Why, you can't be more than 23, 24. Come on, tell me the truth. Are you a relative of this Wonder Woman? Is there an organization?
Yes, would you like to join? It won't cost you anything you can't live without.
You want the truth?
Yeah.
All right. There is no organization. Only myself, Wonder Woman. And as for age, I will be 2,527 years old on my next birthday.
Carla is showing the film she shot to Dr. Solano.
Oh, she must be an experimentally enhanced agent in Trevor's department.
I can't wait to see his explanation for the lasso.
Very effective. I want a priority search on her.
I'll get right on it.
Focus on areas of vulnerability. Whoever or whatever she is, she's dangerous.
Carla comes up with a bunch of stuff from World War II. Solano says it looks like they've made an exact copy of the original.
You consider the possibility that she might be a construct, a robot?
Impossible. I saw her.
Ah, impossible is only the mission of temporary ignorance, Gloria. Combine a sophisticated servo mechanism with computer controls, and you have, I have, a superhumanly efficient robot.
Carla says, this is too crazy for me. I'm out of here. We could only wish. He demonstrates his toy with some fancy fencing.
It's tireless. Powered by a miniature nuclear reactor source. Unlimited strength.
A miniature nuclear reactor. And how, pray tell, does a nuclear reactor generate electricity, Doctor? He's hoping you don't know, because if you do know, you're laughing yourself sick by now. Oh, and he can also make it go critical and cause a small nuclear explosion. Don't bother telling me all the things that are wrong with that, because he said it, I didn't. I just reports them.
If she, whatever, bests this machine, she'll be destroyed. And a substantial portion of Washington will blow up with her.
Remember, he said that. At Steve's office, he and Diana are going over the details of the airlift when he gets a visitor.
Send him in. Steve, you are a terrible chauvinist.
Gloria, I apologize.
Accepted. I just came by to make sure you hadn't forgotten my invitation to the little reception at the embassy tonight.
No, I haven't forgotten, but I thought I was going to have to call you. I seem to be stuck with a top-secret headache.
He says it'll be tight, but I'll put in an appearance.
I just wanted to make myself perfectly clear. I am not a him.
I know, you just got lipstick all over me. In a creepy lab somewhere, we see the final step in Dr. Solano's plan.
My face feels almost perfect.
Yes, it looks almost perfect.
At the reception, Carla borrows Steve while Diana waits. They grab Steve and make the switch.
Diana, everything okay?
Never better.
Sorry, Gloria had to drag me off like that. It was a small group of Samarans.
Well, I understand it's a very small country with a very big responsibility.
Yeah, well, thanks for understanding. Can you be understanding one more time?
You see, Carla's invited me back to her place, so you'll have to find your own way home.
Try.
I've got to go out to the base.
I know. Don't you want me to go with you?
Well, I want you to, but I think it'd be a good idea if one of us stayed here as an official presence.
Oh, well, I don't know how convincing I'll be as an official presence, but I'll do my best.
You'll be fine. I'll pick you up as soon as I can.
At the airfield, Pseudo Steve is giving the flight team their final instructions.
You'll be delivering your cargo to a new destination. That new destination is Guanare. Coordinates 2154 north, 1722 east. Complete radio silence, and I mean complete. If you hear anything from anybody, including myself or the President of the United States, ignore it. It'll be neither of us. Or it'll be a message force with a gun to our head. The fail-safe code word is capsize. Capsize.
With that done, he picks up Diana and they head for her apartment.
Well, it doesn't seem to me that we're home free as long as those cargo planes are in the air.
Yeah. Look, I know you don't drink ordinarily, but if I call a liquor store down at the corner, perhaps we could,
How did you know that I don't drink?
well...
It's in your file. That's all he has to say and everything's fine. Instead, he hems and haws around and makes it clear he's cornered. And cornered guys only make it worse for themselves.
We owe ourselves a little vacation. Some fun.
What are you doing?
Come on, you're all grown up. You can figure that out, can't you?
Maybe we ought to say goodnight.
He's supposed to have been briefed on Diana Prince, so he should know there's nothing romantic or sexual or even slightly flirty about their relationship.
Oh, no. It's been a long, successful evening. It's not over yet.
Isn't it?
Civilized people call this attempted rape. Does he really think this is in character for Steve Trevor?
Steve, please. Remember when you told me that story about how your father got that scar on his leg from a 20mm shell?
Yeah, sure. What about it? Who cares?
I do. And so does the real Steve Trevor.
She bolts and locks herself in the next room where she transforms.
Come on, I was only kidding.
Leave the girl alone.
Who are you?
Never mind who I am. Where's Steve Trevor?
It's none of your business.
Let's try that again with the lasso.
Solano's estate, outside Arlington. 41 Rivercrest Road.
And where did you send the cargo planes?
Guanare. Rio Seco mine site. He carved out an airstrip there.
First things first. It's more effective if you at least try to point it at her instead of the stairs. She frees him and they head to the nearest radio.
Come in, Eggshell 1, over.
Eggshell 1, request code clearance and failsafe.
Barry, this is Steve Trevor.
Code clearance, failsafe.
Code, Toro, Cordillero, Mar, Level, Montana. There is no failsafe.
He lost him right there. It takes him and Wonder Woman way too long to figure out that Steve's double will know what the failsafe is. They head to Diana's apartment, then hop in the invisible plane and get to Guanare well in advance of the airlift team. Most of that happens off screen, while instead Steve and Diana stand around and talk about it. In Guanare, 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 Guanara, Guanara.
Dr. Solano.
What are you doing here? How did you get here?
Well, I'm looking for you. Believe it or not, I got here in an invisible plane.
What are you talking about?
I'd listen if I were you people. It's over, Doctor.
Except it's not over.
I think we have a standoff. But I can give you a way out.
What do you mean?
I challenge you to a duel, one-on-one with sabers.
She says if they put their guns down, you have a deal. They put the guns down and the two combatants take up their swords. I wonder why she's going into the tunnel.
It's a robot.
They're eliminated.
If you couldn't see that coming, you're adorable. So now the reactor is going critical.
Everybody, run!
That was our miniature nuclear explosion. Now, I ask you to remember something. Does this sound familiar?
If she, whatever, bests this machine, she'll be destroyed. And a substantial portion of Washington will blow up with her.
That was going to take out half of Washington. Half of Washington's face on a quarter, maybe. That wasn't even convincing enough to be lame. Steve gets on the radio with the right failsafe this time and redirects the flight team to their original destination. And the explosion took care of Dr. Solano.
I wonder.
That explosion barely destroyed the robot. If he was 20 feet into the tunnel, he's fine. It might take him and Carla some time to dig themselves out. We got a good handle on the new improved Wonder Woman and her boomerang tiara, and we learned that Steve Jr. is every bit as inept and in constant need of saving as Steve Sr. was. I think I would have liked to see him introduced some other way than another convenient plane crash, but there it is. We've set Dr. Solano up as a kind of arch-villain whose reach goes far beyond those two imaginary Latin American countries. I hope we're going to follow up on that. There's a lot to pick at and a lot that's inconsistent, like how the pistols they use for bullets and bracelets are still 1940s style, but the invisible plane is now a jet. Diana doesn't know how much an apartment costs, but she knows how to use a touch-tone phone. Then there's the phony country names. Samara, which sounds like some kind of a tea service, and Guanare, which sounds like an electronic poop detector. But all in all, it's not a bad reboot. The callbacks to the first season aren't overdone, but they're enough to establish the connections. Diana is clearly having trouble separating from the father from the son, especially since they're played by the same guy. It's going to be interesting to see how that develops. I think we have fun things ahead. I'm Irving, and you are now exiting Cartertopia. Why not? If you could stay young like this, next time start with more air.